wait. Happy Water Cooler Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yes, yes. It's another
Hi.
great Wednesday.
Hey,
Glad to
yo,
be.
Happy Wednesday.
Mhm. So here we are again, another special water cooler Wednesday. It's me, Dion Branch, EXP Realty, with my co-host.
You know where I'm at? Point to me. Point to me, Dion.
Get over there, Lisa White, House Money Mama.
Hey, y'all. Today is very special. It's not just special, it's very special today.
Yes, yes, yes. So today we brought with us a special guest. So nobody can tell you about a home buying process except for someone what that has actually been through it. So
There you go.
mhm. I want to share this onto my page real quick. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay. No problem. So, like Dion was saying, that's why we brought on our good friend today and customer, Miss Yolanda. I don't know if you want to give your last name or not, but
Hi, everyone.
this lady is nobody
Happy
like, I'm telling
Wednesday.
you. That's right, girl. Say it. I'm going
Happy
inside.
Bible Study Wednesday.
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
right.
We have
Yeah.
ours on Tuesday, so I missed it.
Well,
So
You can make up
Yolanda's
for
going
it
to talk
today.
to us today about her experience since she is a homeowner and she went through the process that a lot of you out there right now are contemplating or are actually going through yourself. Sorry, I know it got a little dark there for a second. There you go. I'm light again. Um, but anyway, so that's why we had her on today because we want to be able to talk to her about the experience because nobody can really tell you about home buying experience except for a person who actually went through it. So we got somebody on tonight to do just that.
right.
Dion,
Yes.
you got?
And I am very, very excited to share my experience all across the board.
There we go. Sorry, Lisa had to. She was running.
I switched.
So go ahead, Yolanda. So basically, when I met Yolanda, guys, she was already had spoken to someone about getting a pre-approval, and so Yolanda, what happened like when you spoke to that first person about your pre-approval and trying to get pre-approved to purchase a home?
I had spoke with someone. I decided to go through the credit union at that time because I felt like the credit union has the best interest rates for homeowner mortgage. And the guy explained to me after running my credit, and he realized that I did file bankruptcy 2 years prior to me trying to get a homeowner's loan, that he was not sure that he would be able to do anything for me. Although I had already reached the qualifications of when I can buy a home after bankruptcy. So we still ended up doing the application. He then told me that he would get back with me. And unfortunately, that was not a successful turnaround in the beginning because he went on vacation. He didn't do any follow ups. I continued to call. My application got turned over to another person that works in the credit union and specializes in homeowner loans, and she was not as well.
Right.
So I found you, Dion, as a realtor, and they had already gave me a pre-approval letter. That I can say. They started off with the application, they gave me a pre-approval letter, and then my process began looking for a house. But when it came down to if I found something and contacting them, it was unsuccessful. So I found Dion. I'm trying to remember how I found you, Dion. I
I
think I saw
believe
your card or something.
right. I was thinking Zillow, but I'm not quite sure. So
Yes, yes. I found the house. I found the house that I liked it on 115th. And you were the contact person for that house.
Okay.
And we end up looking at that house, and that's when you explained to me your process and everything, and we said we will move forward. So I contacted Dion, told her my situation, explained to her, what I was dealing with. These people I have not been communicating with me, and so I wasn't for sure if I even qualified, even though they gave me some type of pre-approval letter. And
Yeah.
I think that was just to move me forward. But I really wasn't for sure because I was really scared once he told me that he don't think it was nothing I could do based on my bankruptcy. Dion, you then told me about Lisa. And then Lisa, I gave Lisa a call. And then I would say within an hour, my whole confidence level changed.
Yeah.
Like Lisa was like, look, you could do this. It might take some time, but you could definitely get you a home. I've worked with way worse than this. And I was just so gung-ho, guys, on my credit and making sure I met the qualifications. And there were things that on my credit that I really wasn't for sure about. But then who came in again? Lisa.
Right.
Lisa and Dion was like, look, we got somebody for that too. That can help you with that. And we're going to make sure you get this house, or make sure you get a house. But
Yeah.
it definitely could be done. So my beginning process started off as a failed attempt on behalf of communication and the people that I was dealing with. And then it ended up turning into a positive because God sent the right people in my life to help me get through what I needed to get through, because I really need to move. And I was willing to put the time in, but I wasn't willing to take no more rejections.
Right. So that's one
Girl.
important thing, right? So um, we always talk about communication, right? Making sure that you have someone that's going to communicate. You got to have a team that works together. So
Right.
Lisa and I, we always try to make sure that we're communicating, and when we're putting out offers, we're making sure that we're getting the best offer for you. So, and
Right.
all of that comes to communication, and then just making sure one thing is we want to make sure our clients um have a good experience, right? So as far as saying, giving them the confidence of like you can do it, right?
Right. And
Everybody,
having a good experience doesn't necessarily mean that nothing will go wrong. You know,
right,
it's not
Correct.
like the genie's in a bottle. We don't have any control over things that happen throughout the course of the transaction, right? But my thing is that whether we have control over what occurs, we still have control over how we respond.
yeah,
So when things come up, you need to have a problem solver who's going to be in your team and not go roll over and die because, oh my God, I can't believe the underwriter said that. Okay, this is what you said, Mr. Underwriter. Now this is what I'm about to do about it.
right.
Yeah.
So and as Yolanda continue on, we had some
So
experience.
okay, so let's talk about experience. So like Lisa and Dion is saying, like you're gonna have so now your confidence level is high, right? And so you think, okay, this they got me, they sold me, right? But then Dion comes show you all these beautiful homes you didn't picked out,
Yeah,
and because of her knowledge and her experience, what you do is that you keep it real with us. And so you say, okay, you want to see this house, I'm here for you, but I'm gonna tell you right now, this house, I don't know.
it ain't for
I don't know. I don't know if you want to put a contract on it. I don't know how much less. And Dion is pretty good at saying, okay, this is nice, but you want to check some more? You want to look at some more? Especially when she can tell. But what that shows you is that um, even though she wants you to get what you want, but sometimes she still have your best interest in heart for the long run, because you don't want to get a house and then you find out later that, oh my God, I should have never bought this house. This house is horrible. Now after you
Yeah.
did a whole contract, paid into it, and then she already saw some of the things that she knew eventually what happened. So
Yeah.
I do appreciate that. And so what happens is that's where you get into experiencing the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
The good is, okay, you found a couple of houses. The bad is they not all for you. And the
Hmm.
ugly is you better give them underwriters everything they want because it can get ugly towards the end. So so it's you're going to experience the good and bad and ugly. You're gonna have to because we
Right.
don't know what to expect. So everything we think we doing right, you could be possibly doing right, but somebody else on the back end could be doing
Doing
something
something else, right? Yeah.
unprofessional or doing something else that causes this long delay or make it look ugly or now you like worry. So these experiences is like a 3-step for me. What was for me? It started off good and then it got a little bad and then it got ugly. So
Right.
my
You
good
talking about the
was
short sale
Dion
now?
helped. Yeah. The good was I found the house. And it was a house that Dion informed me after doing her research. Yolanda, this house is a short sale. Are you willing to wait? Short sales can take months. I fell in love with this house. You couldn't tell me nothing. I told Dion I didn't want to look no more. Put a contract on it. We did that. Dion communicated extraordinary times with the seller's agent and all the people that was involved to get me to get into this house. We did an appraisal. We did an inspection. It had roofing problems. It had plumbing problems. The basement wasn't finished. But I was still determined to get this house. We get all the way to that. Lisa do the pre-approval. We get that part done. And now it's time to when can we close? Now here is the bad. Dion goes in. Hey, when can we close? We done our part. Lisa, hey, when can we close? We done our part. To only find out that the house was already in auction. So the bad part with that was I lost money in inspection. I lost money on appraisal. I lost time. Dion lost time. Lisa lost time somewhat. And we got to start over again. Now, the only people that's going to start over again in this process is you and Dion. Not Lisa. You and Dion. Lisa is at the final end. She the money maker.
Right.
You and Dion is going to start this process over again.
Oh,
So now you emotional, you frustrated, you just saw yourself in this house, you done picked out furniture, you done painted this house in your head, and now we got to start over. And who gonna reap the grunt of that, Dion? Because now I don't want to go back out. I ain't feeling this no more. Maybe I should wait. You become indecisive. Your confidence level go back down. And then Dion say, nope, it's plenty of houses. They didn't just make this house. We could keep going. I'm gonna keep sending you some more. And you look too. I look, you look. We gonna find something. And then that process starts over again. Now you get to that process, you found another house. Now in this process, it got back good again, y'all. Got good. I went and looked at this house. And I was like, done. Yes, Dion, this is it. I even raised the stakes. You could get them a little bit more money for this house. Dion said, you sure? I'm sure, Dion, already ready to move in, guys. Ready to move in. We get there, walk through, everything perfect. Dion even gave me the 2 thumbs up. We good, Yolanda. You want it? We can put a contract on it. Dion get back to her office. Here we go again. Somebody already put a contract on it. Right back to square one. Starting over again. Okay. Now, 3 strikes, you out. I can get it right the next time. I'm trying again, another year, because this just ain't for me. Then I talk to Lisa. She tell you her whole spiritual. Don't be discouraged. What's for you is for you. What's meant for you is for you. You're gonna be okay. Trust me. Trust God. Okay, so now you back on your roller coaster of the thrive, the motivation, the spiritual journey, and the real estate journey again. We get this house. I'm looking, me and Dion looking, we still ain't find nothing. Lord be.
Your volume went out.
Yeah, I can't hear her. Oh man, I bet she's saying some good stuff right now.
Right, you just said some good stuff. Yolanda, you there? Oh, we can't hear you.
Oh no, she can see this. She is just talking away.
She is
You want me to
talking.
send her a text message?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if that'll help.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you just girl, she just over there talking away.
Oh Lord.
Oh, that is too much.
But you guys, Yolanda did so she had such a great she was just really the best client because through all that she really kept going. We can't hear you.
Okay, I think she's trying to. Okay. Oh, that's the first time we've had that happen.
I know, right? Here she comes. She's gonna come back. She's trying to come
Yeah, good. We still got 10 minutes.
back. Mhm.
All right. And she right when it got to the good part. That's right, because that's when she had the turnaround. She was talking about the place. Well, I don't want to give it away because in case she come back on the set, but I remember what happened.
Right.
There we go.
I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me?
All right, we hear
We
you
can hear
again,
you,
girl.
but we
Yes,
can't see you.
yes.
And turn your car light on when your volume do come on, because it's got a little dark behind you.
Yeah. We want to see your beautiful face.
You there?
Keep that data on.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you. We just don't see you.
Can you hear us?
Is she trying again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I mean, obviously, ultimately, she did end up getting a house.
Right.
We know how the story ends, kinda, but it's a lot of twists and turns on that journey. And you know what it makes me think about? You remember that the kids game Candyland?
Oh yes, right. When
The
you go
path went all the way around, all the way there. We could have just went straight up the thing to get to the end, but you can't do that. And
it
Candyland, you have to
doesn't
go all
work
the way
like that. You gotta go all the way around.
right, yeah. That's what that remind me of when she's talking about her home buying journey. And that's really what a lot of people go through. It's not a real straight, direct route. You know, you have to go through the twists and turns and
to get there. And a lot of people a lot of people don't own a home because they're like, oh, it's a really intense process. I heard it was a lot. I'm just not gonna go ahead and do it. But the thing is, you need to try it because everybody's experience is different. Some experience that somebody else had, you may not have. You might be one of the lucky ones to go in and come out quick in a hurry. One thing Yolanda did, which Lisa loved, and she talks about all the time, is she was very quick with turnaround, right?
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Love this lady to life. A lot of times there are people that when you ask them for a document, you don't realize you're shooting your own self in the foot. If I ask you for something, that's because I need it. That's not going to change. I'm still going to need it. Whether you wait till tomorrow or a week from tomorrow, it's not going to matter. I'm still going to need it. Yolanda was on top of everything. She couldn't hear settings because she couldn't hear us. But she was on top of everything. Anytime I felt like that lady read my mind at some points in time. I'd be thinking, I need to get this for Yolanda file. Then I get an email from her.
Right. And so it's good because it's good to be on it and get your stuff in because timing is everything. The longer you take is the longer that the underwriter and they're waiting for something. And so they're like, okay, well, she was slow to give it to us, so I'll just be slow in responding. You know how people get.
And it only it makes it difference worse for you. Oh, okay. All right.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. You had just got to that pinnacle part of your story where you were saying that the house went off the market, you was looking for something else, and then something happened. What happened?
Right. Okay, so I get a call from Dion at 6:18 a.m. and I will never forget this day because I was like, first of all, I have to answer her call. She's my realtor, right? But it was one of them like so many disappointments with everything we were trying to do. So it was just like, what's she finna call and tell me now? This she found something, but what I looked at didn't look right either. But Dion called me. She was like, Yolanda, if I'm calling you 6 a.m, this must be good. My confident voice never kicked in because I'm still dealing with the disappointments of all this other stuff. So I said, what's going on, Dion? She said, that house you liked? That house that you wanted? And somebody put a contract on it. I said, uh-huh. She said, it fell through. They willing to take your offer. I said, what? She said, yes. So get ready to get your earnings money, and I'm going to reach out to Lisa. And I believe as Dion is talking to me, I couldn't even register nothing else she said. I started texting Lisa like, I don't know if you won't, but I found my house. And how soon can we put a contract on it? And Dion kept saying, so I reached out to Lisa, but I was too in shock to say, I already texted her, Dion. But that's how excited I was, and my confidence level built back up. So now I'm back at good. I was in bed again, but now I'm back at good. Dion said, I'm finna do the paperwork right now. I'm gonna send it over, And that was on a Saturday. So we still had to wait till Monday for her people to get back with Dion. So then Dion and Lisa got to communicating. And I think we was only like minutes a call away. Because as soon as Dion said she finna call Lisa, I gave Dion 10 minutes. And then I finna call. and I needs to be in the know because this is the house that I really wanted.
Right.
Lisa came back. She told them her half of her process is done. We can get this done in 20 days. Dion said good to go. We started making the process. We started getting everything done. And then here come them doggone underwriters. They need this. They need that. They want to verify this. They want to verify that. So this is where
arrangements for this.
Yeah. This is right. So this is where all the communication kicks in, because when Lisa or Dion sends you an email, you might want to make them in your email like an important email where it flags it, because time is really like there's no time to waste, because these underwriters, they closing millions of houses and they want to move on, and then now you get shifted. Right. And so what happens is the longer you wait to give Dion and Lisa what they need, now it's a possibility your closing day went from 20 days to 40 days. Yeah. Not because of Dion, not because of Lisa, because this got to sit in this queue with the underwriters who tried to work on your stuff, but you didn't have all your stuff ready. Mm-hmm. So when communication come in is that I learned, not because I'm not a professional or I don't know how to get back with people, but I learned that my timing on me getting my house was determined how fast I can get them what they needed. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like they lacked communication with, I just let Yolanda know tomorrow. When they found out, you found out in a matter of hours. Mm-hmm. So then I'm still in the good, y'all. Hold y'all seats, because I'm still in the good. I'm still in the good. So remember, let's retrace back. Short sale, do your homework, find out what it is you need to know about a short sale.
Yeah.
Okay. That was the ugly, the bad, started off good. Then I went and saw another house, started off good, went to bad, right? Then it jumped back to good, y'all. So now let's talk about how we got to ugly. Because remember, this is a 3-step process. This is ugly. So now I'm with Dion and Lisa. We out here taking pictures in front of this house, y'all. I mean, Dion got me out here to pose, Yolanda. Pose for you, Yolanda. I get out here, I'm posing. I ain't got nothing to do but just move in. I'm dealing with a house situation where I gotta move. This ain't you get to just recline back. No, you gotta move. So now I'm like, okay, we get all the way to a closing date. Dion ready, Lisa ready, my lawyer ready, I'm ready. This is where communication come in at again. Get to closing. The day of my closing, they calls Lisa and say, she cannot close.
Mhm.
We have an issue.
That happened. Yep.
And here's what I would tell people. If you have an issue with the 3 letters, the I, the R, or the S, I advise you, strongly advise you.
Take it.
Handle that stuff.
I say put it on God, advise you.
To
To take care of those 3 main letters, the I, the R, and the S.
Yes.
Because if you do not, that beautiful home, that time Dion spent, this paperwork Lisa then processed, them underwriters then looked at it, you won't be closing.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's not that I didn't take care of my personal business. I didn't get Lisa what she needed. So that communication fell on me because I failed to say, hey, I need to let you know that I have an agreement with the IRS and here's my documentation.
Mhm.
So that now has postponed me on the day that I'm closing.
Right.
I won't be closing. So now I got
Delayed
to
but
get
not
current
denied.
documentation from the I, the R, and the S to justify to the underwriters that I am legit.
Right.
Right.
And that doesn't make a difference what type of financing, whether it's FHA or conventional. Anything you have with the government, they're going to question. That could be child support, tax liens, educational loans, different things
Yeah.
like that. All of that can have an impact on you qualifying or being able to close. It doesn't mean that if you had some kind of derogatory history with any of those entities that you cannot close, but it's a certain way that it has to be handled in order for it to work.
Mhm.
That is correct. And please know that if you if not saved by God, you might want to get saved by God prior to the process. Because with it being a pandemic, it was nothing but the Lord when them people answered them phone. Because anybody know about them 3
Yeah.
characters in their phone, then you know it's a chance you can go on and skip over your closing, come back next year by the time they respond.
Yeah.
So,
By the time they respond.
but when you got God on your side and you just like, Lord, please let these people answer this phone. That is what I had to do. Pray about it, pick up the phone, stay on the line, sit in front of John Humphrey Building in Orland Park,
I
and pray
think
to
we
God.
both prayed about it. Then we
Yes, we did.
we had
Yeah,
a prayer
Lisa was like,
train
look,
going.
Lisa, that's y'all prayer girl. She like, look,
Yeah.
look, don't you start
Yeah.
falling all out now. We done came too far. We're going to pray about it. We're going to ask all my church members to pray about it. We're going to ask the deacon and the nursing board to pray about it. And we're going to all call y'all and we're going to get this done. And that's exactly what happened. They all got on the phone with me. They prayed about it. They talked about it. And them people answered the phone the next day and said, you know what? I understand your situation. I told them I am in the middle of closing. Please, can somebody email me my stuff? And they emailed it to me in an hour.
Wow.
An hour. And then I think I sent it to you, Lisa.
Yeah.
And then Lisa did her due diligence and went back to the underwriters. And I closed the following week. Not a month later, not 40 days later,
Right.
the following week. And then Dion was supposed to take another update picture, but she said we're going to roll with the picture we took the week before when I was in my good. So my experience was that 3-step process that hopefully some people don't get to experience. If you don't experience it, that's good, but you should experience so that the next time you make a life-changing decisions, your expectations won't be so high. It will be focused on communication, looking at what start off good can turn bad and can turn ugly, but the end result is it's a phenomenal experience because you got what you wanted.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it
all worked out, and your end game was actually it worked out.
Yeah.
And you know, when you think about it, you know, just like all the stuff you're allowed to say, you're like, oh yeah, dang.
That did happen, right? That did happen, didn't it?
Yes, yes. I could write a book. I'm telling
Right.
y'all.
And
I
the
could write a
thing,
book with y'all.
and the thing about it is, just as disappointed as my client is, you know, I was hurt too, because you're
She
in
was.
it.
She didn't even know what to say, guys. She was like, "Oh my God," but she was so hopeful. She was like, "Well, let's just see what happens. Let's talk
Right.
it out. Let's,
Mhm.
you know." She could have been like, "Well, I don't know what to tell you, but if you find something else, you know, let me know. You know,
Right.
but when you get your business right, Yolanda,
Right.
let
Give
me
me a
know."
call.
Dion didn't do that. She
Right.
didn't leave you. She didn't throw you under the bus. She didn't, you
Right.
know, say on to the next. She was just like, "No, we're gonna try to figure something else out. Let's just keep going."
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think that's the important part, because you know, Lisa's like, no, we got it, we're gonna get this. I'm like, okay, but you thinking even to yourself, like, oh man, we've gone so
So
far.
far.
Right.
All the way, look,
Right.
all the way to putting gas in our car and getting each other gifts and
Right.
getting ready to take pictures
Right.
and
Turning
taking an
over
hour
to the
drive
title
to get some
company.
clothes until only for that
Yep.
lawyer to say, "Oh no, she won't be closing today. Not today." She didn't
Yep.
say I want clothes, guys. She
Yep.
just said not today.
Not today.
Yep.
That's just so there is a God.
That's why I say you gotta first get right with God. Get right with him, because you gotta make your God before you need him. So get right with him first, especially when you know. Now, if you don't have no credit issues, you're on older IRS, and you yours is a quick easy. Okay, go for it.
More
Go
power
for
to you.
go
Right.
go
Right.
go
Right.
more than for it. Go for the beautiful home you could ever find, because that process will be easy. But
Mhm.
that's not real life situations, because some
Right.
things you don't even know about. Some
Right.
things you don't even know that's hitting, that's affecting you, that these lawyers and underwriters that pulls up and be like, "What? I ain't see that on my credit."
Right.
So
Mhm.
it's
Some of the
so
things
good.
that you're talking about don't come up on credit. I actually had a guy, this wasn't with you, Dion, this is an Indiana loan, but
Mhm.
we was halfway through underwriting. He had sold his house in Indianapolis and was buying in, I think, Maryville. And something came up on his credit, not his credit, but it came up on what we call CAVERS, which is it's an agency basically that tracks all the derogatory items that are government related. So student loans, things like that, they'll come up on the CAVERS report. So they had not the underwriter, but the processor have run the CAVERS report, and the hit came up. He owed like $11,000 in a student loan debt that had defaulted from years ago. It was like 1998 or something like that. And this is a loan I just did this year,
Yeah.
over this past summer. He closed in June. No, he closed in July. But he didn't know. He honestly didn't know. He wasn't receiving any,
Communicate.
documents that say,
Right.
hey, you owe this loan. We need, we gonna come and get your car. Like, he wasn't receiving anything to even remind him that debt was out there until he tried to buy a house.
Yeah.
But do you guys feel like the process is backwards? Because it seemed like we should have a software or a system that is designed to tell us everything that our realtor and loan officer is going to need to even order to start, so that we can already handle those things prior to calling
That's right.
Dion, prior to calling Lisa, and it'll be a smooth transition. It seemed like we work our way to only find out all the disappointments, what you can and cannot do, what you allow, what you not allow, your debt to ratio. Like I am in a financial world, right? This is my career. So I still did not know that my debt to ratio impacts how they treat my loan.
Yeah.
I had no clue up until I went to school to Dion and Lisa's world. And so when I went to introduction, that was Dion, and then I passed Dion class and went to Lisa's class. So
usually that's how it happens.
Yeah, that's how it happened. And so once you pass Dion class, which is, hey, okay, we good, she gonna give you all of what you okay, what this means, what this don't mean. You know, once I put a contract on it, what to negotiate, what not to negotiate. You might want to revise. So now you got to pass all her checklists and her class. Then she switch you over to Lisa class 101. And this is where she's talking about your money. So
Right.
now you like, okay, can I really afford this? Because what they tell you, what you can't go over, you didn't even realize that you was that in debt. You just know you pay your bills on time. But
Yeah.
you didn't think about the fact that even though you got $1,000 credit card and you using it, you still owe them $700 right now. So now the underwriters is looking like, well, we give her $200,000, she can't even pay off $700.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
now
I think
Lisa has
that's
to take
one of-
you to her class and tell you, you might want to pay that $700 off before I run it again. You might want to do
So that is one of the things that I guess you could kind of say we pride ourselves on, because when we work with our customers, I think both of us have a tendency to come from a place that's more of an educator.
Yeah.
You know, so when we talk with people, like a lot of times people are surprised that as a LO, that I'm doing all this stuff up front, that I'm pulling your credit up front, that I'm asking for paycheck stubs, W-2s, unexpired photo ID, bank statements, 401k. I'm asking for all of that stuff up front. Whereas a lot of lenders, they do not do that. Now, I don't know why. I don't think that's best practice, but a lot of lenders do not do it. And that's the way that it really should be done, because we want to know those things up front. Now, as far as just giving industry information out, a couple of things. One, you know, we license professionals. It's for a reason, because they hold us to a very strict and high standard, you know, for what we do. We're accountable. There are certain things that people who are not licensed can't even discuss. Like people that work for me, I have an assistant now. If she were to discuss interest rates, she would be in breach, and she could actually be penalized by the body and agency for the state of Illinois, because of the fact that she's not licensed. Just like if you go and give legal advice to somebody, you can be sued or brought in front of a court for practicing law without an attorney's license. You know what I mean? So like, there's going to be some things that just, you know, you cannot discuss, you cannot know, because it's an issue, you know, for licensure. But once you get in contact with people who are licensed and know what they're doing and talking about, you should be getting that information up front. We pride ourselves on making sure that we educate the people that we work with, so you understand the process and what's going on. And the person who you talked to initially from the credit union, they should have done that.
Yes.
I think one thing too, though, what we also, just like as a community, need to understand it more about is credit, though.
Yeah.
You know, our parents really didn't understand credit and teach us how to handle our credit and credit card and stuff. You know, I was in college, that Marshall Field sent me that first little credit card that I had.
You maxed it out, didn't you?
Maxed it out, like, yeah. And then, you know, you like, oh, well, I'll pay $25, and you know, I mean, what, 4 years later, I'm still
paying that same $500 bill.
right, still paying it. And we don't get that. And I think that's one thing. Like, we've had Yolanda, we had Maurice on here, and we try to give people like tips about credit and understanding how to manage your credit, because that goes into the, you know, debt ratio, right? How much can I afford? We always tell people, don't buy no car before you buy a house. That's gonna kill you, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of that information now is online. So the information that can be provided is now accessible online. So if you go and do a search, you know, what do I need to do? What does my debt to income ratio need to be to qualify for a mortgage? You'll get some kind of article about it. You know, you can kind of go from there. But at least to give you some information, you can compare that or talk to your mortgage professional about it. I wouldn't just take information off the internet and say, oh, okay, I'm gonna run with this. Sometimes people do that and they think that they have a full understanding of how it works. But it's a reason why we license. FHA regulations alone, when I go to look up something, it is about 1,400 page document of regulations that we're required to follow for any FHA loan. So if you think you just gonna know all that stuff, that ain't happening, baby.
No. And what I will tell you is that I also went to FHA class with Lisa and Dion, and that I learned a lot. Now I'm still at page probably 13 or 14. But
She had the
what
cliff
I
notes.
now
Right.
can school somebody on. Oh no, that's not FHA's no regulations. No, you ain't gonna get that house. This I don't even got a wash machine. I mean a refrigerator and stove. Nope, you won't be getting that. FHA requires that, so you better go back. Cause Dion told me that. She said, "Oh, good thing this one got a stove, refrigerator, and a microwave." I said, "Why is that, Dion? I can't bring my own refrigerator." She said, "Nah, that's the FHA regulation. They gotta have it."
We are so far over. Oh my goodness, I have to go pick up my son.
Oh goodness.
Okay.
But we
Yeah.
love Yolanda, y'all. In case you didn't know,
Mwah!
we love Yolanda.
I love them too, guys. I want to trade them in for nothing in the world. And let me tell y'all, let me let y'all know. So in case any of y'all feel guilty about calling Dion so much and calling Lisa so much, they will get over it. They will get over it because the goal is to get your house.
Get your house, right.
Get your house.
Right.
Because I worried the hell out of them.
And mind you, Lisa and I are up very early. We are really early people.
Take advantage.
Yeah, so I know if you texted me at 6:18, I probably looked at it like, oh, okay, she up early. I've probably already been up.
Take advantage of their time. They tell you call them at 6. Please call them at 6. Because I did. When they gave me the door to say, I'm up. I said, oh, you up? I'm up too. I'm up with you.
Yep. You was my early bird. You sure was. I said,
yes.
Like, hey, are you up? Yeah. What's up?
But let me say this before we go. What I will tell people is that I did move in my house, and that I had to do nothing. I had nothing to do but just move in. So my end game was phenomenal. I cried. I actually cried. I just celebrated my 1-year anniversary with Dion and Lisa on October the 13th. And so what I will tell people is if you're in the process of buying a house and you find one that you like, do your homework, do your research. Time is not time. I'm sure if you're looking, it's not on your side because you want to move in this beautiful home before somebody else tries to take it. And then be ready. Be ready for everything they come at you with. And so, don't take 5 days to give somebody back something or respond back. The thing is so important because when I tell you guys, them underwriters, they will shift you.
Yeah.
They will shift you. So,
all right, ladies.
Happy Wednesday, guys.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right.